Hello and welcome to Off the Main Line, and welcome back to another monthly layout update video, or thereabouts. It's been about a month and a half, I reckon, since we last spoke by the time I've got this video edited and out. So what's been going on? The month of May is a very, very busy month for me on my other channel. So the layout's been suffering a little bit for that, but it doesn't mean I haven't done anything at all. So let's have a quick little look at what I've been up to. Health and safety have made a visit to the railway. The staff needs somewhere to sit. And some new coaching stock, as well as some new train staff. Okay guys, so we're a little bit closer to the layout now, and I can just run you through very quickly what I have been doing this month before we go into a bit more depth into it. As you can see, last month we worked on the play park area and the war memorial. I've added a little bit more to that. We now have a perimeter fence around the play park, which has been color coded a nice bright vibrant red with the yellow gates signifying where children go in and out of that park. So that's now looking much more completed, and I'm very, very happy with how that's looking. Moving over to the station area, there's only one thing that's been happening here, and that is the installation of this yellow safety fence, which goes all along the staff side of the station, because obviously there is a path that runs from the station building all the way down to the water tower and out to where the crossing is. So we're going to be thinking about health and safety in the big 2026 for our staff. Most of the work this month, however, has been happening over here at the staff rest area. Now, we did all this sort of foliage and stuff a few weeks back. It might even be a couple of months back now, where we added a couple of rusty rails in here. There's some disused stuff over here as well. But this area just was never finished. It needed to scream staff rest area. So that's exactly what we've been doing this month. So what you'll be seeing now is a few photos as we're going through what have been done. The first thing that we did was add in a little bit of the safety fence just here alongside the cabin. And that sort of set the scene for where we could put the other stuff, because we now have some rail workers here who are on their break. We have a few bits and bobs here, some scattered cones about, there's some tools. We have the picnic bench there so that they've got somewhere to sit on their lunch, with a lunch area and general sort of open area. We're going to have rubbish blowing about. So we've got some Tesco carrier bags dotted about, as well as the biffa bin and the grit salt bin as well, for when we have those icy conditions around the railway. The building itself is actually still removable at the minute. I have not got around to fixing this down. Not 100% I'm going to do that just yet, because I may well fit some form of lighting, or possibly some ambient sound will go under there at some point. Haven't quite made that decision yet, but that's why that's not been fitted down. Moving across the track, of course, we wanted to get a bit more scenery in this area, and again, we had some safety fence left, so we've added that safety fence all the way along there at sort of the bottom of the hill. It stops shy of the really steep part of the hill there, but people really shouldn't be running down there. There will eventually be another fence going along there, but blended it all in with some foliage there, with the bushes. Now, one bit I'm very, very happy with is actually we've got some of these new signs which I've made up over here. We literally just say, beware of trains for the crossing. Now, I didn't want a full-blown crossing here, because I don't feel that would happen on this light railway. But we definitely needed something to say, don't walk out in front of the trains. So that's what we've got here. We've got one on either side of the crossing. And of course, as you can see on one of those crossings, I've put one of the road safety cones that one of the lovely youths of Meepleton have managed to procure, and have thrown it on top of the pole. And then finally, to finish off that sort of little area there, we've got our first of our notice boards there, which has a track layout on it, as well as some advertisement posters there as well. So another thing that's arrived this month is actually these new carriages and coaching stock that I have here. Now, I'll show you this more up close in just a second, but these are 3D printed, and these are designed to be the new, made for the railway coaching stock, as opposed to the ones that I've been using previously. And also this wonderful little thing. This is the 40th anniversary Roxley Models wagon that was released at their Model Railway exhibition not that long ago. And it's actually what gave me the inspiration to do quite a lot of the painting side of things here. So that's pretty much all we've been doing. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it really was quite a lot for the month that I've had. Okay, guys, so I've just not long been back from the Roxley Model Railways exhibition, and it's given me some inspiration. And these turned up the other day from Team Immersion or Modelers Hub or something like that. I can't remember. I'll put the link down below if I remember. But yeah, these are going to be the new rolling stock that I want to use on the layout. Now, obviously, these are 3D printed. These ones have been sprayed. I have actually been painting. And this is the paint scheme I'm going for. It's a nice blue with the white trim. And then, of course, certain bits will have the metallic bits there. And then the underside will be black. Obviously, I've painted the inside there. Different browns for the floor and for the seats. But this one was more of a proof of concept. But as soon as I started doing it, I really, really was happy with it. So we're going to stick with that. This one's almost finished. It's going for a wash at the minute. Then I'll do a little bit of dry brushing over it just to bring the colours back a little bit. But now I've figured out the coloration that I want to do. It's time to move on to these two. Now, I won't record me painting it because I'm terrible at painting, but I'll show you a few pictures throughout the process. And yeah, that's something that we're going to get done. I wasn't expecting to get done this month. So here we've got the picture of them as they came. This was before I did a Halfords Grey car primer over the top. Before then moving on to the base colour, which I used Thunderhawk Blue from Citadel. I'm using all Citadel paints on this one because I've got plenty of them. While that was drying, I actually managed on to Gawthor Brown to do the flooring, followed by a bit of Rackar Flesh to do the interior sidewalling of the coaching stock. And then moving on to Eshin Grey to pick out the details of the underframe. Once the interiors were dry, I moved to Doomball Brown to get the seating done. It's a very nice reddish brown. And then finally picked up my Corax White to start picking out all the white details of the trim. Once all that was dry, I went over absolutely everything with a shade of Null Nile. This took a little while because obviously I did one side at a time, waiting for it to dry before moving on to the next one. And there we see the final result of all three of them. Looks pretty good. You can just see at the back there as well that I had a test carriage that I've had for years. So yeah, that's how I achieved that effect. So yeah, there's a little look at all the things that I've been up to. Now, truth be told, at this point, we'd probably be running some trains, having some trains looking pretty good, making a lot of noise. But that unfortunately can't happen this month because some giant idiot managed to break off my DCC controller. Now, this usually sits underneath the baseboard connected right into the bus wires. And then I obviously operate this from my tablet. Now, you won't know this, but this layout is actually on wheels, legs and wheels, and it usually sits just off camera over here, where it is plugged in for me to just enjoy trains running around when I'm doing other things about in the studio. And when I came to move this all around, ready to do some recording as it happens, I completely forgot that this was plugged in. So I pulled the table out, and of course it was still plugged into the mains, which then ripped this from the bottom of the board. Luckily, it's not screwed in to the bottom of the board. It is only Velcroed in temporarily. But that did mean that it pulled this away from the bus wire, and I don't have a soldering iron yet. or at least a decent one, to get this resoldered. It is on order, so hopefully by next month we'll be able to have trains running once more. But lesson to be learned here, always make sure your cables are unhooked before you go moving the layout, Jason. So I guess on that unhappy bombshell of no running of trains, I guess I have to bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this month. I know it hasn't been a particularly busy month. As I said, the month of May is an absolute nightmare for me. But now that we're in June, hopefully I should be able to focus a bit more on the layout and make some real progression. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.